Are we live? Are we live? You say excellent connection, YouTube, but I don't see any video. And here we are. Video. Hello. Hey, everybody. How's it going? This here is my cat. Her name is Blackberry. And today, I would like to talk a little bit about my day of being a business owner in New York City. I am going to wait until I see a chat or two because that'll tell me that the stream is actually working and that YouTube is not just screwing with me. Usually when I start a stream, the stream has chat. And this one, okay, now it does. So today I am sitting in the front of my store and I am going through my tickets. I have about 1,300 or so tickets, and over the last few weeks, I've really been trying to beat it down to a lower number of tickets. Finally got it down into the 900 territory, and I'm trying to go through every single ticket in the store and essentially get the money from them, because a lot of these tickets are for people that left something off and then lost their job, or something happened with COVID and they wound up not picking up or ever paying. So I'm sitting in the front of the store and somebody walks in and asks for the owner. Someone walks in with a very short haircut, and she asks, I think it was like this pink athletic jumpsuit, and she goes, "Are you the owner? I would like to speak with the owner. Is the owner here? I would like to speak with the owner." Now, at this store, there is this obvious fact of life that when someone walks in and asks for the owner, that it's never good. It's never, ever, ever good. It's someone who wants to change your electricity provider, sell you insurance, sell you on their investment idea. It's always bad. So we have a rule, which is whoever is at the front of the store and at the front desk at that time is the owner. If you're at the front, you're the owner. So one of my employees, who unfortunately is at the front, begrudgingly gets up and walks up to the front and says, "What can I do for you?" Talks back and forth, and then after they're done, realizes this is something that requires the actual owner and brings me up. I get up and I say, "What can I do for you?" And this woman is standing there like this, and she says something along the lines of I'm from the co-op. I'm upstairs. I'm one of the owners of the building, and we hear that you do not want to give your books and you are not paying the full rent. So you're going to need to show us your books. We need to see your books. Because we're paying for you to be here. We are paying your way through here, and this we are paying for you, so we need to see. And this is kind of a scene because, so I am working in a space that I rent from a co-op. So it's not a space with one landlord that owns the building. It is, so there's about 4 or 5 apartments above me. They're worth about $2 to $4 million each. I imagine the people that own these $2 to $4 million apartments in the middle of Manhattan are probably doing better than most of us. And he says, she's bringing this up, and I say, well, yeah, we are having a problem with getting a lot of people to pay, so I'm sorry that we're not paying the full amount. My full rent is $12,500. I believe one month I paid $6,000, next month I paid $8,000, it's not the full, but it's not the zero either. So I am speaking to her back and forth, and she says, "Well, you are not showing us your books, and you're just supposed to pay whatever you want? That's how this works? You're just going to pay whatever you want? No, we need to see your books." So I've had experiences with some of them, just like your typical New York City landlord-tenant experiences. So one of them, someone sent me this thing. It's kind of like a painting. It says Rossman Repair Group, and it's really cool. It's in the front of my store. You may have seen in some of the recent videos. So I hung it around 7:30. And one of the people who is upstairs, who is both a co-owner as well as, a tenant in the building, he's also one of the co-owners of the building. He's not like me, a renter, sends us some messages where he's kind of speaking to us like we are the scum of the earth human beings. If you read these messages, Paul was actually, his face was turning red reading them. They're just very disrespectful. You're one of the worst people on earth for the fact that you hung something on the wall in a space that's over $12,000 a month. So, I don't exactly get along very well, so no, I don't feel like logging you into my QuickBooks account and having you rummaging through my business. That's literally not your business, that's mine. So I said, no, I spoke with my CPA, and my CPA said, no, my CPA already yelled at me for the amount of information that I shared with individuals at the time that I was looking for a new store. He's like, no, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. My CPA is experienced, he's been working with me for 11 or 12 years now, and he's 20 years older than me. So if he tells me something with his business experience, I tend to listen to him. So I said, sorry, my CPA said I shouldn't be showing these things. So I don't. And she said, well, like, that's not, no, you know, you don't say, I have 72 gyms. I own 72 gyms. I'm a business owner just like you. I know how this works. You are going to show us your books. You need to show us your books. You are not doing this. You are not just going to do what you want here and get away with it. And she's like really expressive with the hand movements and the vocal instructions and she's inflections and she's got the short haircut. She's got the short haircut. You have to see it in person, understand. Pink jumpsuit, short haircut. And my staff start to kind of get this, oh shit, did Louis piss off a customer? They're all starting to walk to the front like this popcorn. And she says, like, okay, like I see that there's people here. So there's people over here and there's stuff in those shelves. So like, okay, like you're open. So what are you doing? What are you doing? And I have a customer who's sitting right there watching this entire fucking experience. There's a customer watching this whole fucking thing because this person who walked in can't say, listen, do you have time to make an appointment to have a discussion? Can we have a meeting? Can I call you? Can I email you and set up a time to have a discussion? No, you're just going to walk into a business while it's open with the staff there who may or may not be aware of what's going on, with a customer there, and have an effing tantrum. So at this point, we said, listen, so see all those shelves, see all the items in those shelves. These are items that we did fix for customers. There are people who walk in, but here's the thing. When I call them and tell them it's done, you can pick up and pay, they will then tell me, I'm so sorry, I just lost my job. Or, yeah, I just can't afford it. I'm so sorry. Is there any way I can pay next week or a month from now or 2 months from now? Or a lot of them just don't pick up the phone because it's, if anybody here has ever had their Chase account go below $7,000 in the past, which something tells me this person never had happen to them, they would understand that people, when they're poor, tend to avoid things like this. So I have, and anybody who walks in the store can see this. I have literally 2 shelves stacked to the effing ceiling, filled with machines that people need to pick up and pay for that they have not. So the very business that you're pointing to, as if like we're going out of our way to fuck you out of every dollar we can because we're just assholes, that's actually work that I literally can't convert to money. Now, if I were a true asshole, what I would do is something like this. I would go, oh, well, I'm just going to give you nothing. But no, I think that's immoral. I think if I am bringing in money, that it would be immoral for me to go to my landlord and stiff them. That's why. Listen, I know you want $12,500 a month. Depression, economic recession, COVID lockdowns, de Blasio discussing potential new COVID lockdowns. I will, here, there's 6. This month, maybe I give you 8. Next month, I may give 10. This month, I think I gave 8 in one of the last months. Like, it's not ideal. I get it. I assure you. No one here is happy with this situation. No one here is happy with this situation. My clients are not happy that they are broke. I'm not happy that I signed a lease for a $12,500 space right next to Fashion Institute of Technology, and there's 0 people at Fashion Institute of Technology. This is a Midtown Manhattan space with lots of Midtown Manhattan offices that could be your customers, except they're all closed. This is a Midtown Manhattan space with all those NYU dorms and the Baruch dorms and the business schools, and oh wait, they're all closed. There are all those school clients, those public education places where they have MacBooks and oh wait, they're all closed. You see where I'm going with this. Now, I get it. I fundamentally understand. It says 12.5, you got 6, then you got 8. Like that's not the whole thing. I understand. But do you honestly believe that this is the way to go about it? Do you think that walking into the business with your arms crossed, going like, I see that there's people here, so like, what's up with that? Like, we need to see your books. With that vocal inflection, with that attitude, that's going to get you anywhere. And again, do I really want to like give you a login to my QuickBooks when you guys talk to me like I'm a subhuman piece of shit because I hung a painting on the wall? Which, yeah, it probably made noise that you would literally have to have your ear to the floor to hear. Like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. She says, well, this is not how this works. This is not how this works. You did not pay the full rent. We are paying this for you. So since if you are not paying the full rent, then we get to see your books. And at that point, I said this. I said, no, that's actually not how this works. The way this works is if you want me to open up my books, you are going to have to take me to court. That's how this actually works. At that point, I think she rebooted. The same way that Nancy Pelosi recently rebooted when she was on TV and someone said, is that the last hour you have in your pack? And she said, Sunday morning, good morning, Sunday morning. I think that the same general kind of reboot happened here in the head. And it just went off and off and off. And it's like, well, if that's the case, like, oh, what do you mean court? What are you talking about court? It's like, I don't have to show you this. I mean, okay, I told you that things have been better. I've told you that business has been better. You don't believe me. You want to, like, what? I'm going to give you my QuickBooks so that you can say, no, I'm not going through this with you line by line. You're not going to come to my store, yell at me in front of my staff, yell at me in front of a customer who I was servicing before you walked in, say, we demand to see your books in a manner as if you own me, and then have me just like, what, you want me to log in and go through this with you? You want me to like, oh, okay, so what, you're going to look at my payroll expenses and go, well, what are you going to do? Well, You Break, I Fix pays people 14 to 17, and you pay people more than that. So how about you start paying your staff less so that you can pay us more? Like, no, I'm not doing that. We're not going there. That's literally the definition of not your business. And I said, I'm not showing you all these personal details. That's not personal. That is business. No, I'm not asking for personal stuff. I'm asking for your business. Yes, you're asking for my business, which is literally none of yours, woman. It is none of yours. I don't even know your name. At this point, I said, listen, if this is where it is, you're welcome to take me to court. And here's the thing. If I was an asshole, if I was truly an effing asshole, what I would do is I would say, listen, the courts are closed for like the next 2 or 3 years. They're not going to be listening to cases until April. Once April comes, those 2.5 to 3 million tenants in the city that have been paying zero since March, according to the news, are going to all be in line for that court. If I was an asshole, what I would do is I would make as much money as humanly possible and pay nothing for 2 or 3 years. I'm not doing that because I have a conscience. Since I have a conscience, if I have some money come in, if I have crap money come in, you get 4 to 6. If I have decent money come in, I'll pay 6 to 8. And if I make more next month, maybe I'll give you 10 to 12. But you may have not heard this. You may have not heard this, even though you own 72 gyms, which you needed to point out the entire time you were in my store. I own 72 gyms. I know how business works. I own 72 gyms. I'm a business owner too. That's how this works. You may understand that I actually don't have to show you all these things. So I actually called my attorney when this was done, once this woman left my store, and my attorney told me the following, the one that went through my lease. She said, the next time someone walks into your business and demands access to business information, what you're going to do is you're going to give them my number. And if anything in that lease that I had you sign says that you need to show them your business information or your books or anything like that, I will personally pay the rest of your lease out of pocket because that means that I was an incompetent attorney and I let you sign garbage. I had a very, very good real estate attorney, excellent real estate attorney. And she said, under no circumstances are you showing any of this. No, I mean, and here's the thing that got me the most at the end of the conversation. When she said, if things don't go, like if we don't feel comfortable, if you don't show us what we need to see to feel comfortable with you, then we may have to find a new tenant. That may be what we have to explore here, finding a new tenant. So here's the thing that I find particularly interesting. Here's the great part. So I have this space that I signed a lease for $12,500 for. When Fashion Institute of Technology was open, before the plague, before the economic recession and depression, before 20% real unemployment, when every office in New York City was running to full capacity with rich people, high finance, money launderers, foreign tourists, travel, all this shit. And now, many of these offices are closed. Fashion Institute of Technology is closed. The schools are closed. Do you think that there's someone that's just going to walk along and pay $12,500 right now, so that if you kick me out right now, which again, legally, I wish you the best of luck with that. If you're going to kick me out, do you really believe that someone's just going to come along and pay $12,500 for this? This store it's a nice store, but it's the size of a garage. It's the size of a garage. I'm next to an empty school. I'm next to empty office buildings. My clientele are unemployed people. I mean, Like, and don't get me wrong, I understand the aggravation here. I genuinely understand the aggravation. We signed a lease for 12.5, gave you 8, maybe this time I gave you 6, then I gave you 8. Like, I get it. Trust me, nobody is happy here. No one is happy. My clients are not happy. That school is not happy. The students that pay tuition for a college that they cannot go to in person are not happy. The office buildings that are not getting their tenants to pay because they're not legally allowed to open are not happy. I am not happy making collections calls to my customers. I am not happy going through 1,300 tickets and begging them to work with me or pay, or maybe you can help me build some IKEA shelves, or maybe you could help me clean the front desk area, maybe you could help me with some customer service, hell, maybe I could teach you how to fix boards and we can barter a little bit. But that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that, and I'm doing my best to work with people. I wish that the customers would tell me up front, hey, by the way, I'm broke, so I can't afford this. So, I know this phone went in the ocean, and you're going to pay David 30 hours of his salary to work on this phone that I'm not going to be able to compensate you for, but go ahead and do it, even though you can't sell it when it's done because it's data recovery. Like, trust me, there's many things that make me unhappy. This is not an ideal situation for me. I don't need people to walk in and believe that they can yell in front of my staff, in front of my customers, as if this is actually going to change anything. Because let's say that I actually was the asshole that I probably am in the minds of this board, of this co-op. Let's say that I actually am that prick that wants to pay 0, that is paying 0, which I'm not doing. Let's say I genuinely was that asshole. What good is it going to do if you walk in the store with that chip on your shoulder, that attitude that I'm going to yell and berate you in front of your staff and customers with an attitude? What good does that do, and how does that get you anywhere? Because I was speaking with some people at work. The guy in the front of the store, I asked him, can you just be honest with me? You're open to telling me when I'm wrong, when I'm an idiot. Like, was I overreacting to this woman? Was I being mean, or was it something else? And he cuts me off mid-sentence and says, stop that. It makes me sick and tired when you constantly blame yourself for everything. She was being a word I'm not going to say on YouTube. She believed that she owned you as a human being, and there's no reason for someone to talk like that. My personal trainer, who is my friend, said that what you're doing right now is you're doing something called processing bullshit. So if someone comes into your place of business without a scheduled time, without a scheduled meeting, without speaking to you first and having a conversation that they want to talk to you about an issue that matters, and just decides to start berating you in front of your staff, then you say, this is not the time or place to discuss this. You are welcome to schedule a time, but no, get out, leave. This is not how this works. And that I didn't do that. Steve thinks that I could have probably de-escalated and been nicer, but he understands why I didn't, given the tone of this particular person who was, for lack of a better way to say, speaking to me like a Karen. Like, you own me because you have 72 gyms and because you live in a $2 or $4 million apartment in a nice, fancy, schmancy building. I was actually doing the math in my head, and if there really are 5 apartments above me and I paid 8 instead of 12, that would mean that per month, each person was paying an additional $800 or $900 in building expenses because I didn't pay the full rent. And these are $2 to $4 million apartments upstairs from my building. The feeling that I had going into this was just, you genuinely believe you can speak to me this way, that it's okay to have this, that this is the way that we should work it. And the thing that kind of makes me sad is I kind of realize that I'm not the only one going through this. I'm confident that there's many other New York City business owners that are going through the exact same thing that I am right now, which is why I want to share this experience. Because at first, like when she first started talking to me, before I told her, you can just take me to court, if you believe you have the right to go through and rummage through my business, my QuickBooks, then by all means, please take me to court, and then I will happily do what a judge tells me. But no, you don't just get to walk in here and berate us and treat us like we're pieces of human garbage because economic times are tough. That's not how this works. I kind of feel like at the beginning, I felt a sense of shame. Like if I was a better business owner, I'd have better clientele that are not going to be in this situation or whatever, or maybe I would have worked harder or something. And at some point, I just turned that shit off. But like towards the end of it, it's just no. If you want, you can take me to court. Otherwise, get out of here. because this is I don't understand if people just don't watch the news. They don't see what's going on. They don't understand. I don't get it. I really don't. Like, I get it. It's a shit situation. It's a shit sandwich. It's a shit sandwich for everybody. I don't like the fact that I have not had time to do a board repair video on my live channel for 2.5 weeks. I don't like the fact that I haven't taken a day off from work in a month. I don't like the fact that I haven't had time to give myself a haircut. I don't like that I have bags under my eyes. I don't like the fact that I am high stress all the time. But such is life when running a business that employs these people in the middle of a global pandemic that is destroying the economy. And you know what? You're probably going to share in some of that along with me. And I'm sorry if that's the case, but that doesn't give you the right to come in here and act like that. And like, I can't really tell here if I'm the asshole or if I wasn't enough of an asshole. Like, was I being too much of an asshole or was I not being enough of an asshole? Because like, I know what this is going to happen. I know what's going to happen. Like, I'm going to go through QuickBooks with people who believe that I am beneath them. And I already know they think that I'm beneath them because I've seen the text messages of what they believe is acceptable language for someone who hung a painting during business hours inside of his store, barely making any noise. I understand that they believe I am beneath them. I understand that. You have a $2 or $4 million apartment. I live in Bed-Stuy, riding a Bafang home with my cat. Yeah. I get it. I'm going to go through the line by line, and we are going to, it's going to turn into, well, why'd you spend this much on parts this month? Can't you buy knockoff iPhone screens? Or can't you oh, okay, so why are you paying your employees this much? You Break iFix pays people $14 to $17 an hour. I bet You Break iFix is paying full rent. I bet You Break iFix is fine. So I want you, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to enter into that arrangement with people who've already shown themselves to talk down to me. And honestly, if my CPA and my attorney, when I say, can I get a profit and loss to show this person because this is why they want it, says, no, we're not sharing that, you know what? I'm going to listen to my CPA and my attorney before I listen to a person that has just waltzed their way into my store, treating myself and my staff like shit. And what's up, Erica?
Okay. Anyone want my opinion?
So Erica's opinion was that her thought was pay nothing. So like, I've been paying 6 to 8 and I was going to probably pay closer to 10 this month if things go well, if I actually get all this crap out of the store. She says, listen, if they think that they can walk in and try and humiliate you in front of your customers and your staff, what you actually should do is pay nothing and say, listen, we were paying this up until this time, but then you had someone walk in my store and try and humiliate me in front of my staff and air my business to the entire effing world. And because you want to do that, now that you want to air that business throughout I'll give you nothing. Zero! As in, you can actually take me to court, which is backed up for 2 to 4 years, and good luck then. But I have a conscience. I don't want to do that. If I'm getting money from my customers, even if it's not the entire amount, I believe that I have a right, I have a duty to pay that money to the landlord. Maybe I can't pay the entire amount because $12,500 a month is quite a bit, but I should give you something. But Eric actually was saying give nothing because honestly, I got to say it's tempting.
Here's my other thinking.
Come here, Coco.
What? Okay.
Have a seat.
I don't know. I have to sit somewhere. Where can I sit?
Have a seat.
Okay.
Sit. This is the BlackBerry seat over here. This is the armrest.
Oh, gosh.
Come
okay.
over here. All right.
Oh, gosh. We're good. Damn it. Okay.
Come here, Erica.
I'm going to have to raise this thing high.
Oh, fine. No, just zoom out, Erica. Zoom out. Yeah, zoom out a little. That's in. The other in. There you go. Out.
Okay. Is that good?
Come over here.
Okay. So here goes. Oh, crap. I don't know if you guys can see me. Can you guys see me? Okay, I'm kind of blocked up.
Ah.
Sorry. This is what happens when you don't have a camera person. Okay. So, anyway, my thinking was, if you come into a place of business trying to shake down the business owner for rent money and demanding to see his books, that's very disrespectful. I see it as, right now there's a pandemic, things are tough. He's trying to, do his best to pay what he believes is sustainable at this period of time, right? Which is half. You have people who are not paying their landlords anything, right? But he's doing half, he's doing 75%, he's trying to work with them. And for whatever reason, it gets escalated to the point where one dumb, in my opinion now, one dumb-ass person goes there and says, rah, 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 rah,
I love that noise.
tries to shake him up for cash, and in my opinion, it makes them look like a damn fool. Because once he says, you know what, take me to court, this person's like, oh. I think they thought that they could shake him down to the point where he would say, oh yeah, here, you can see my books. I'll give you the cash right now. But obviously that didn't happen, right? He's calling their bluff. So that's why I think he should just pay a big fat zero, because if that is going to be the tone and tenor of this conversation, fine. Don't even meet them halfway. Take them to court.
I think that's a shitty thing to do. I think, again, if I have money coming in, then I have no problem paying. I just don't walk in and speak as if you're Mrs. Friedland from 4th grade. Like that's not going to happen. That's just, like, my conscience will be clear if I pay them a fair amount. My conscience is clear if, business is down or people are not paying me what they used to, I'll pay you this. I'm not going to give them zero, because then I don't have a clear conscience. Like, at least doing it this way, I don't feel like a piece of shit. But it is, at the same time, incredibly tempting to follow your logic.
Okay, so some people are saying Erica isn't right, don't get on their level. Here's the thinking. There is so much stuff going around, business is lower because of the pandemic. You have people who are not paying for their repairs. And you always think, right? People always say, work with your landlords, try to work something out. He was trying to work something out. He was paying 50% of the rent, 75% of the rent. For whatever reason, this person decided to act like a damn fool and march downstairs and say, I want to talk to the owner. Like, I don't get it. Like, why?
I wouldn't mind this conversation, honestly. If they had said, listen, this person from the board wants to meet with you. Do you have time for lunch on this day? And we went out, and we had a conversation. Even if it was a contentious conversation, even if we didn't agree, even if we were heated and aggravated, I could have some respect for that. The thing that really rubbed me the wrong way is you walking in. I've never met you. I've never heard from you before. I'm in my place of business. I'm working on something right now. There's a customer in the front who frankly doesn't need to know about any of this. And you're just fine airing it all out right in front of the customer and the employees. That's the shit that just rubbed me really the wrong way.
Well, it's disrespectful.
It is. It's like, I don't feel like doing that.
Kind of behavior, in my opinion, shows that, first of all, they don't give a damn about his business at all. All they want is just their money, so they have no intention to work with him. It's just like, give us the full amount, either that or you're complete trash. That's the way I see it.
Not that, no. She said, like, if we see your books, then we're willing to work with. Like, we need to see your books. And for me, I don't feel like figuring out what your definition of work with me is. Because, like, what does that mean? Are you going to say, well, why is your payroll this? Or why are you buying original iPhone screens or whatever instead of the crappy knockoff ones? Or why are you doing... Like, I don't feel like letting you that deep into my business, because it's literally not your business. That's the case. Like, if you're not happy with what I gave you, I respect it. If you want to take me to court because you believe that there is a better tenant that is going to come along and pay $12,500 immediately, with FIT closed, with every college closed, with all these businesses around us closed, then, like, I can respect that. I really can. Go for it. If the 8K is not enough, and I get it, but don't walk in and talk to us like that, because that is just going to get me to tell you, then take me to court. Because me saying take you to court is a douchebag thing to say. The reason that's a douchebag thing to say is because the court is not even reopening until April, and they have 2.5 to 4 million cases that they're going to have to hear. Many people in New York City have not paid their rent since March. So there's going to be a line of literally probably 1 or 2 million cases out the door. So when I'm saying that, what she probably hears is me saying, go fuck yourself. And I don't mean that. I'm not trying to tell you to go fuck yourself. I'm simply telling you, I don't want to give people that I don't know access to every single aspect of how we do business so that you can pick through it, nitpick, and then start arguing little basics like why are you paying, pay you break, I fix salaries. Pay, you break, I fix salaries. Buy, I fix and repair screens type of screens.
I don't think that the reason why she's demanding to see her books is really to criticize how much you're paying your employees. I think what she's going to do is she's going to look at the books and she's going to say, hey, you know what? You can definitely just fire some people, just do less this. I feel like what's going to happen is she's going to look through the books, or people are going to look through the books and think that they know how to run the business more efficiently, not understanding how much parts cost, not understanding, time frames of how you might want to stock up on certain things because of extended transport times.
She is so beautiful, says David P. She is. Thank you.
Aw. So when you have someone who's walking into the business thinking that if they see the books, they'll understand everything or understand all these business decisions, I think it's going to turn into a shitstorm.
We need more Erica. You know what I can do? I'm going to link you all to Erica's channel.
You're going to go basically down a very slippery slope, and you're going to regret showing those books. Because you're going to have people who don't understand how much things cost, thinking that you're paying too much for things that are fair priced.
Yeah, that's the thing. And honestly, maybe part of it is just that lizard brain thing, but it's just the way that they've spoken to me in the past and the way this person walked in as if they own my staff and they own me, that just makes me say, like, listen, I'm not giving you this. And honestly, I didn't have as much of an issue showing it, but my CPA said just don't. And he kept interrupting me in the middle of it and just said, don't, you're not doing that. No, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. You pay payment up front now. This will prevent you from chasing ambulances. We have definitely changed our policy when it comes to repairs that are over the $100 or $200 range a lot. Yeah, we've changed a lot of our policies on that.
Yeah. So when he told me about what happened, I was pissed off because I thought to myself, the nerve of someone going into a business, just storming in and acting like this kind of shenanigans.
Honestly, the thing, I own 72 gyms. I know how business works. I own 72 gyms. I just said, I don't care that you own 72 gyms. And maybe that came off as mean. Maybe I was being mean saying that. Maybe that was inappropriate. Maybe that's just me being Aspergersy or whatever, but I didn't mean it that way. I just don't care that you own 72 gyms. It's entirely irrelevant to the conversation that we're having.
You know what I wanted to know? I almost wanted to say, and I know this sounds extremely sassy here, I don't believe that they own 72 gyms, because how can you have that kind of unprofessionalism and just own 72 gyms? In my opinion, what this person displayed was recklessness. I don't think they're in control of their emotions. I find it hard to believe that someone can own 72 gyms or start 72 gym franchise by themselves and have this kind of temperament.
All right, let's see. What do I have here? I will read some of these chats here. Okay, so we have Dull Bananas says, I put more effort into my content than rich TikTok stars, and I don't even... Oh, damn it. Eric is taking my mouse pad, so I can't move my mouse.
I'm not taking
around.
your mouse pad.
Eric is taking the space that my mouse pad used to use.
Oh, here.
And I don't even make any money. I'm sorry to hear that, Dull Bananas. Greg says, thanks for the entertainment and otherwise boring night. I appreciate your work. Thank you. Waffly Joker. Thank you to Waffly Joker. Victor says, and New York City being crazy. Say it ain't so. Yeah. Dead Boy says, tell that chick to go fund herself. See, that's being kind of mean. And again, I'm not trying to curse at you. I'm really not. I'm just politely saying I don't feel like showing you my all of the personal business information. I don't feel familiar with you. I don't feel like it. I understand if this makes you angry, but again,
Wait, can you scroll up
Raymond
on chat really
says,
quick?
a hot dog. What? Where?
Scroll up.
Where?
Scroll up.
You're not going to find it, Erica. There's too many messages.
No, someone said something about my temperament. Oh, wait, scroll down. Something about my emotions. No offense, but his girlfriend needs to control his emotions. Telling him not to pay the rent is based off emotion. No, Autumn, here's the thing. It is not based off emotion. It is based on having respect for oneself. Because if he is trying to show respect to the landlord and saying, hey, you know, with the situation going on, we can only pay 50% rent, or we can only pay 75% rent, and giving, you know, it's not like a FU. It's trying to make things work out. And if someone can walk into a place of business pulling this kind of behavior, it's not, what I'm saying is not based on emotional response. It's based on what I see. I think if you're going to be pulling that kind of behavior, why should you get full rent? It's just my thoughts.
I hear Erica is often in favor of me advocating for myself more often, because what I often do is I'll say, I did something wrong, or I could have done this better, or I could have done that better, or I deserve this bad thing to happen because I set myself up for it. And what I appreciate about Erica is she's always trying to make me advocate for myself more than I do, and I definitely need that balance. Raymond Espinoza says hot dog. Indeed. Hector says no one is ever happy now. Yeah, 2020 is not a year with a lot of happiness. K-Nut says if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York. New York. Yeah, New York's a dumb. Pizza Comes says tips going towards rent. Thank you. Victor says it's the backward liberal policies that have ruined once great cities like New York City. The sense of entitlement is strong with them. I don't know if it's liberal policies so much as it is all the real estate in the city being bought up by foreign entities that are using it to launder money. I don't see how conservative versus liberal policies would result in less money laundering through real estate by foreign entities. I'm open to being proven wrong in any of these things, but I'm just curious. What is the specific policy that causes people to want to launder money in New York City buildings? Christoph says £5. Thank you. Geek Out Super says I appreciate you. Keep doing what you do. Thank you. Gerg says San Diego, $1,400 a month for a decent 2-bedroom apartment. Upcoming Lefty Apple Repair Haven, 2,000 square foot shop, me $3K a month, but it sucks forever. I've been to San Diego twice and I really enjoyed it. I haven't owned Apple products since 1989, so I doubt I'll need your services, but this is a good cause. I like your taste in electronics. Victor said you're completely within your rights to not show financial information because you're a private business. S4 Nary says, would you consider changing to a business model where you require payment before you do to fixing the machines? Yeah, where we are adjusting there. On more expensive repairs, we are adjusting there. It's not something that hurts if we put a $5 part in something and spend 5 minutes on it. It really hurts when it's a data recovery on something that was saltwater damaged that David puts like 20 hours into. Treat people how they treat you, says Draco. Yes. Diomaro says Louis Rossman's recliner of rage. Matt says give them $0. I still think $0 is unfair. I don't think that I should lower myself because someone else did or because someone else... Because that it's like an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind kind of thing. That type of disrespect should be illegal. Flirting with extortion. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. Here's my thinking. I don't want it to set a standard that if you go into a place of business and you speak to someone that way, then you're going to get exactly what you want, which is full rent. I don't think it's right, because what it does is it incentivizes people to say, hey, look, my tactic worked. I can speak to people however I want. And you know what? They're going to do what I want them to do.
What happened to flatten the curve 15 days? Don't get me started on that shit, man. Please, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. I will be up until 4 a.m. White Wolf says pay $0 until Karen comes and publicly apologizes. I don't know.
She's not going to apologize. Why would you apologize?
Honestly, I don't blame a lot of people that don't apologize nowadays, because we don't live in a world where there is an expectation that when you apologize, something good happens. So I've apologized to people before where they said, oh yeah, no worries, man, I understand. And I've apologized to people that say, exactly, you fucking idiot, so I hope you learned something. And one of the things, I think people don't apologize as much as they used to, because apologizing is seen as confirmation that you are a piece of shit. Now, you acknowledge you're a piece of shit in addition to everybody else, which means that you deserve the pile on even more. And I don't expect people to apologize as much anymore, because I see what happens publicly to a lot of people that do apologize. It just makes it worse for them.
I don't expect the apology to ever to happen.
Let's see. Erica for president.
Ugh.
I'd vote for you. Maybe Kanye. Maybe you.
What?
Say you were going to pay 50% and say you're docking $4,000 for disrespect. I don't know. I think that's being a little douchey.
Yeah, you can't use that disrespect thing.
Jose Miguel gave me 89,000 clips. Huh. Matt Vernon gave me a plushie. Matt Merson. You see the plushie?
Yeah, it's like a little...
As far as I'm aware, your books are only meant to be shared with your accountant, maybe a lawyer. Ask them to make you a sandwich instead, says Larry. Do not come to San Diego. Burning crosses from the coast to the desert. I don't get it.
I still wonder, are those 72 gyms in New York? Because the only thing I can think of maybe is Planet Fitness.
I honestly didn't ask, and I genuinely had no interest. When I said, like, the gyms are not irrelevant and I don't care, I was not being mean. I was just being truthful. She does not have authority. Only work with those who have authority. Don't waste time with those who don't have authority. I think she's on the board, which means she does have authority. It's just at the same time, I don't see where I'm going to have a productive conversation. If you continue to pay what you can, you'll still have the good faith attempt rather than a flat zero. Again, let's say that this actually did wind up in court. There are lots of businesses where they just flat out paid zero. So if this ever does wind up in court, listen, I paid you what was reasonable based on what was happening. So I can say, listen, I never stiffed you. I never gave you zero. I didn't give you what you wanted, but I gave you this. And this is better than nothing. It's better than if I gave you 3 or 2,000 or nothing.
Here's another question, though. You talk about pay what you can. You know, you'll still have that good faith attempt. Do I really see a lot of good faith coming from this person?
There was good faith because they offered me in the beginning. They said you can pay, I think, 1/3 of the rent for 2 or 3 months. But I owe it all back next year. That's the thing. So they gave me, I think, 20 or 25,000 off.
Okay.
But I owe that back next year. So instead of paying like 12 a month, I'll be paying 13 or 14 or 15 for the year next year.
Okay.
But, that's something, I suppose.
Would they prefer to get 000 if a store decided to move? Because, I'm sure there's a lot of people clamoring for that space at 12.5, right? Just waiting to get that space. That's the thing. I think it's very short-sighted. The reason why I think it's short-sighted is if you have a tenant who is paying 50%, 75% of their rent on time, consistently, right? They're trying to work with you because with the pandemic situation. You really want to drive away that tenant? Is that really something that would be in the best interest right now? I don't think so. That's why I find it hard to believe this person owns 72 gyms. Like my mind explodes at the thought.
She does. Let's see. If you continue to pay what you can, you'll have that good faith attempt. Yeah, try. Love your work. Hang in there from Germany. Thank you. Tact can take you so far, but it's a lost art. Yeah. The people have spoken. Pet the cat. Fine. I'll pet the little blackberry. I know Eric ignores you, so why does Eric ignore you?
If I didn't know this person, I think it would be almost like Eugene working on Bravo Pizza. I'm just being honest here.
If the partial rent payment was taken, I consider it to be mutually accepted. Well, it's not like there's a giant choice there. Let's see. They seem like the kind of people that will enter your store after hours and personally look through your books, update password, change locks. No, I don't think so. You're right to say you don't care if they own 72 gyms. How do you figure out what you want to do in life? You figure out what you want to do in life by doing something, by doing literally anything. Just get started doing something, anything. And as you go, you'll figure out what you're productive at, what you're not productive at, what you're good at fixing, what you're bad at fixing, and you'll find where you fit in life. So I kind of meandered around for 3 or 4 years before I got anywhere.
Or see what sticks, right?
You're right. Let's see. Let's see. Love your content. Would love to see you do more content with Linus post-COVID. Thank you. How do you figure... Any chance of 72 gyms was a recently bankrupt New York Sports Club? Did New York Sports Club go bankrupt? This could be us, but you're a screw-up. They're chasing you because you're paying. There's blood in your stone. That's possible. Give them 20 a month is high metal. That's incorrect. I don't always agree with your politics, but I respect your integrity and candor. Thank you for telling you like it is. Thank you for being able to disagree without wanting to kill me. That's something that seems to be missing in today's world. Don't spend it all in one place. That's another plush toy. If they want their rent, tell them to join you in front of the Senate for right to repair. That's a bit much. Imagine getting mad at 50 or 75% when there are plenty of businesses unable to pay, probably only mad at you because there isn't anyone else. Yeah, again, like that's the other thing here is I know that I'm not unique in this regard. If you look throughout the city right now, I know that I'm not the only person where, listen, we want the full amount, but you're getting this. If you go throughout Manhattan and Brooklyn right now, I can't be the only one with this. I refuse to believe it. And I think that there are probably a lot of businesses out there that are paying way less than 50 to 75 or anything around there, or trying to pay that much. I just...
Within a 1-minute walking distance, there's 5 stores available for rent or lease, or they just close down.
No, there's about 13, because you have to consider the other block.
Oh, I'm considering One Direction. There's 1 minute.
Oh,
you know where the Pret a Manger is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Erica. Give them 0 to show them who's boss. I don't think that's the nice thing to do. I don't know. I really do want to deal with people in a manner where I can sleep at night and I can live clean.
Oh,
My conscience is clean right here.
I would sleep very well giving them 0. And I'll tell you why I would sleep very well. Okay,
this is why Erica makes more money than I do.
This is my thinking, okay? I would say, I've been trying to work with you guys consistently, paying what I could, instead of giving you guys nothing, right? I've been trying to work things out, giving you guys 50% rent, 75% rent. But then, this individual waltzed on down and started yelling at us. And, to be honest with you, I feel very disrespected. So that's the reason why you get 0 this month.
So Brandon says, I learned how to fix laptops from you. Thank you. I now flip them. You are my entrepreneur model, Southwest Michigan in the house. Well, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. And I hope you make an excellent living for yourself doing this. And that really makes me happy. If you break your contract by not paying full rent, need to show justification and work out compromise. Simple P&L from CPA with no detail. Let's see. Should work. Call Eugene to see if he can renovate the landlord's gym. That's mean. Can you sue? Her public comments about may have hurt employee morale and tarnished reputation in front of a customer. She may have cost you money.
I feel emotional distress right now.
No, I can't be one of those douchebags. I just can't do that. That shit makes the world a worse place all around.
You live in New York.
Yes. It is one of the worst places in the world as is, but still. Wheezy says, all aboard the PP bus. Guns Guntaku says, what do you say to a guy who committed a crime who's on dialysis? You're in trouble. Sorry you had a crappy day. Making content myself, it's hard. Okay, that's kind of funny. I got to see that. Happy Cat says, the kitty is fat. No, that's not.
Oh,
that's
wait till you see the actual fat cat. I think he's sleeping.
Giving myself a list when I wake up has helped me get so much done. Thank you for that tip. Any other patented Rossman life hacks? I have a business talk playlist. Maybe check that out, but a lot of the stuff is old. I don't know if anyone told you this, but your skills are useful little anywhere. With Erica having your QuickBooks info, you'll rule the world. Erica does not have my QuickBooks info.
I don't.
If she did, she wouldn't be with me. Because she'd know I'm broke. If Erica had my QuickBooks info, she'd be evicting me.
Wait. According to those websites on the internet, you make millions upon millions upon millions.
Those estimates are assuming people don't use AdBlock. Watching your video from Montana, lived in the big city, Seattle for 2 years, moved out, never looked back. Big cities do not mean opportunity for young people, especially in a new work from home internet world. Yeah, I really would like to move somewhere else, and I'm in this crossroads where I genuinely don't know what to do with my life. Because on one hand, mail-in business is going up while walk-in goes down. But on the other hand, walk-in just went back up. But those people that are walking in are not paying their bill when it's due, so does that really count? And also, if I were to move, how do I get people to come with me like that? This is a real interesting crossroads in my life at the moment. I don't know what I'm going to do. Met people like this, I bet her family owns the gyms. It's always possible. That cat sent your cat some catnip money.
Aww, thank you.
I think Karen did this without approval. Ask the others.
I'm pretty sure it was done without approval.
I'm 14. Any advice? Also like the stream. Read gym camps start with no, so that you'll learn how to advocate for yourself better. Honestly, if I had all the gym camps principles from start with no present right now, I probably would have had a better job of this conversation, but I wasn't thinking about it. Thank you for being you. Love your work. Maybe call a meeting with the board with your lawyer to call out the disrespect. I don't think that's going to get us anywhere because we're just going to bicker back and forth about the same thing. I know what they want. I know what I want. I know the situation that we're in. You're probably not going to reopen FIT or all these offices. I don't understand how this is going to be made better by that conversation. What do you get when you cross the Atlantic with the Titanic? About halfway. Okay, that's kind of funny. If you were to leave New York, where do you think you go? I don't know. Delaware?
Delaware.
Delaware. If you were to pay $0, how long could you reasonably keep that up? Absolute very least until April. I could probably pay $0 for a year or two because you have to go to court and get a marshal to get a lock on the door. There's going to be 2 or 3 million people going to that court. And that court's not even open yet.
It would take so long, he could just put all the stuff on a canoe and sail to Hawaii.
Literally that long. And again, I don't want to do that. That's being an asshole. But again, if I was actually doing that, I would understand them coming in and being that angry. I would understand that level of aggravation if that's what I was actually doing. But like giving $0, I think would be the wrong thing to do. She's jealous because you were featured in the New York Times and Post.
Yeah, that was the thing about the timing, too.
Very interesting timing. Where does right to repair stop? Can Boeing tell France they can't repair their AWACS they bought with them? I don't even know what an AWAC is. I'm a noob. I don't know military stuff. Trying to ignore this video, but I think I may be doing it wrong. Are you considering moving to mail-in only? If you can enable you to finally move outside, I don't know how much of your percentages from it. Well, it's not even so much the mail-in business part. It's so much... I've built a business here around people that are good people, that are good at their jobs, and I would have to tell them all, go fuck yourselves, I'm leaving, and that's a difficult thing to do. And the people that have helped me here, the people that have worked with me have helped me build this business, and they've helped give me the opportunities to be able to have time to do things like make YouTube videos and teach board repair and travel for right to repair. I couldn't do that if I didn't have the staff that I did. And if I get up and leave on short notice then I feel like I'm fucking over the people that helped me get where I am, and I don't feel comfortable with that at this point in time. Perhaps the time will come when circumstances change, and I think that is something that I need to do, but I'm not there yet, and I'm not comfortable with it yet. Offer to trade QuickBooks logins with her 72 gym account. Thanks for your perspective and content. Howdy from Texas. Love your content. Greetings from Los Angeles. Hope you're staying safe. Thank you. Why did the IRS reject the physician's paperwork? They considered it doctored. Okay, that's just fucking ridiculous. Why was the broom late for work? It overswept. I love you. Stick your head up. Little off topic. I ordered the 8th gen iPad last night. My first iPad. I'm pretty excited. Love your videos. You bought an iPad anyway. I'm kicking you off this chair.
What? I love my Apple products. No.
Get off. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Wait a second. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand why he has such a hatred about Apple products, right?
Puck.
If nobody owned Apple products, right?
Life is often a mix of good men being pushed to sacrifice their ethics. In my opinion, there's always more money to be made once you sell your ethics. You can't easily get them back. Yeah. Yeah. All right. A guy walks into his bar, so his friend ducked. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I'm yawning, and it's 1:38 in the evening.
Let's see.
I have to go back to work tomorrow nice and early to go back to going through my 1,300 tickets.
Wait, hold up.
So,
Son of Montreal asked, how do you differentiate between BlackBerry and Clinton? If you look at BlackBerry, well, she's smaller than Clinton, and the other thing, too, is Clinton has white whiskers. So if you see a cat, if you look at the thing and the cat doesn't look like it's taking up the whole armrest, that's probably BlackBerry. If you see white whiskers, that's definitely Clinton.
Gerg C says, hey guys, I apologize, but I'm looking to move in 6 months or so. You should look for a new job or you can move with us. I don't know. I still feel like a douchebag doing that because there are no jobs. There's like, well, what jobs are you looking for? They're gone. The economy is gone. And I have managed to work with them to create and build something that we're all very lucky to be a part of, where we can all still, again, are things as good as they were before? No. But everybody here still has a job. I haven't given people pay cuts or hour cuts, and we still have a viable business model, even if we have road bumps, during a time when many people have no business and no nothing. And that is something that I'm very grateful for, and that I realize they're just not going to find somewhere else very easily. If I leave, they're stuck going to You Break, I Fix and making $14 an hour. And that's hell. And like, I wouldn't be able, even if I left, I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that. And a part of me is okay staying in New York, even if New York sucks and New York is a hellhole and I have to deal with all this shit, if it means that I'm not fucking over the people that helped me get to where I am right now.
I also think of your staff like your special sauce. You know how like in the Big Mac they got that special sauce?
Everybody in business, especially the Michael Gerber types, they like to talk about how if your business is dependent on the individual people that you have, you've failed. You need to have manuals and you need to have procedures. You need to have educational materials so that you can grab a Tom, Dick, or Harry off the street and have them do the job. And I agree with that concept and principle that you need to be organized, you need to have your manuals, you need to have some sort of procedures so that if you have to let go of 5 people and hire 5 more, you own your business. It's not that you are renting them from your staff. And I understand the idea behind that. At the same time, to disregard the people that helped you get where you are, you're turning your back on the people that helped you get where you are. And like, yeah, I could move away and I could probably live someplace where it's way cheaper and make probably the same money I do now, like paying less in rent and less in salaries and less in all this other shit. But in the back of my head, I'd realize that the people that helped me get to where I am now got fucked over, and that would be in the back of my head every night. I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. I wouldn't enjoy where I moved to. I wouldn't enjoy my life. I'd probably have a nice backyard and a pool and all this other shit, but I don't know.
I still use my MacBook. I still love my MacBook. Cleo is kicking still.
Would your workers come with you to Long Island? Oh, I'm not following you guys to 2.2% property tax. Get out of here. 6 months, your friends have skills. Yeah, but they do. But what good are skills when nobody has any money or jobs? My friend was asking about my jokes and was like, does everybody get these gems? These gems. And I'm like, just ask my dog who ate the jewelry box. There was a diamond in every... Okay, just now you get... Come on. I'm looking to upgrade my...
say, Guns has talent. I mean, I would not be able to come up with these jokes like that quickly. It takes me a while to come up with jokes.
I'm looking to upgrade my mid-2012, 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro. Your MacBook would be the best option. You want a ThinkPad P50?
No. I love my 2012 MacBook Air 13-inch. Still alive.
Avoid Soviet state of Comradefornia. I would not move to California for a number of reasons. Let's see.
I love it when people have 2012 MacBooks.
To Malin from Paterson, New Jersey. Paterson, New Jersey. Don't you guys have 2.2% property tax?
Oh, you gotta look that up, Paterson.
It's like all the downsides of New York with none of the upsides of the high walk-in business. Run for mayor and unseat de Blasio. No, I would not. New York City, again, you like cops, hipsters. You got like, again, you have Carlos Maza and Archie Bunker in the same district. Trying to make everybody happy here is impossible. I don't hate myself enough to make myself responsible for that. No. 12K rent kills business. Maybe.
You want water?
You're obviously miserable. I don't think I'm that miserable. My kitty doesn't think I'm miserable.
Okay.
Bring them with you. I don't know if they want to leave. I don't think they'd want to leave. They have their life here. Eric, I'm reading. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm scrolling down.
Don't you touch my keyboard. I'm reading my messages.
Yeah. I mean,
Leave. Go ahead.
I was looking at the starting wages for some of these MacBook repair places here in New York, in Manhattan, and it's about, I think, $13 to $17 for board repair technicians. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but that's why they suck. That's why their reviews suck. That's why they're That's why they can't figure out anything. That's why that's why the You Break I Fix outsources fucking computers to me with a MacBook Air where they plugged in the DC-in cable upside down, and that's why they mailed it across the country. You get what you pay for. If you pay your employees shit, they're going to do a shit job. But
couldn't you hire like 2 or 3 $13 an hour guys and hope maybe one of them figures it out?
Then you have 3 times the fuck-ups. Then you have 3 people fucking up 3 people's machines simultaneously instead of one person fucking up one person's. What if your workers move with you? I don't know if they would. You'll eat up massive operational expense for virtue. No, I would deal with less than ideal scenario because I don't want to fuck over people who helped me. And fuck you for using the word virtue there. You can gargle my balls.
What?
Okay, maybe that's kind of mean. But
yeah, come on now. That's overkill. Undo that.
Maybe later.
No, you're not going to do that then.
I'll never do it later. Who am I kidding?
Go.
Okay, fine. Erica votes you back on. Could 30-second recap. I got to get out of here, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't touch the computer, Erica.
What?
Yes, that's what you
I'm
get.
not touching the computer.
When you touch the computer,
the keyboard.
I spell your name with a K instead of a C. That's what you get. Have you done any hearings in Texas? I haven't. Just know one state senator supports you from Texas. No way. Email me, lewis@rossmangroup.com. Who's the senator?
You know, one thing that I admire so much about him is he's like Teflon. Like, nothing sticks to him for long.
Who?
You. Except, actually, I take that back. You know.
It's because I shower.
Huh?
Do mail in from cheaper space and invest difference in rent and better online presence. Can still pay employees well. I hear CNN space suits to be empty. Ah.
Oh, give him some Jägermeister.
Less than 15 for skilled labor is shameful. Yeah. I'm not for the whole like $20 an hour minimum wage, but if you know what you're doing and you're good at your job and you're offering 14 to 17, that is kind of shameful. I have an air station to start. Do you have a guide on how to use air station? Yeah, advantage of flux fanny. I don't clean flux, or is it okay to leave it? You should clean the flux. How to use a hot air station. I don't have a video on how to use it. I just have videos where I show you how to replace chips, and you can kind of follow my idea there. I believe you should pay $0, but only for a limited time, just for respect reasons. I'll take it under advisement, but I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Jimmy, it is millions upon millions, according to the internet.
I have a Lenovo X220 from 2011 and loving it. ThinkPad for the win. Like the guy said, avoid California. A priest, a minister, and a rabbit walk into a bar. Why was okay? This is just I gotta end it because I gotta get out of here. Keep the economy alive until we're all gaming at 4K 144 hertz comfortably. I gotta get out of here. I'm going to
go. Oh, that's how you know how tired he is. He can't even finish his sentence.
This is my first time meeting Erica. You two are adorable.
Aw, thank you.
And if you guys want to meet Erica, by the way.
What?
Her channel was doing great until she started airing this effing cat all the time.
What cat? What cat?
She streams Oreo like 5 or 10 times a day.
I do not.
So I'm going to link you guys to Erica. If you want to subscribe to Erica, there's a link over there. Erica does videos where she streams Oreo the cat for like 5 hours at a time.
You know,
it's really killing her viewership.
I think it was, what was it? Was it Howard in Maine? He was saying something like, I see you stream that cat for like 3 hours. Like, you got to stop with the streams of Oreo.
The Hatsune Miku merch is finally gone.
I know. No, it is not gone. It's
gone.
Up there on the
killed.
shelf. You just can't see it anymore.
I killed it.
But right now we got the pine cones and the fake candles.
I'm tired.
Around here.
Come, Eric. I want to go to sleep.
What?
I want to go tired. I'm sleepy. I have another day to...
I know.
I'm not taking a day off until October 6th.
Luther used to work at You Break, I Fix. Wait, scroll.
They expect too much from employees who 14 an hour. You Break, I Fix is all metrics and pleasing the customer. How do you please customers when you pay the technicians that do the work jack shit? That's what I'm curious about. Like, is there a magic sauce that gets people that work at 14 an hour to actually give a fuck about their job? If there is, I would love to find it and see how I can apply that to people making twice that. I'd be a very happy boy.
I want to know, how do you do metrics? Like, what do you do? You say you
Time to wind down and go home,
minutes?
says Prez. Erica, I want to go. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I want to go, Erica. Let's go, Erica.
Go.
Holy crap. Wait, is that 100 American dollars? What the?
Oh, thank you, Espress.
I don't know what I did to earn that. I didn't earn that, did I? That's too nice. What the hell are you doing? Thank you very much. Okay.
No, he doesn't repair computers. He streams his cats. He doesn't do enough Oreo, though. Not enough Oreo.
Guys, my agent tried to shake me down. I'm paying 80% of rent, and I've told her one thing. If you want me to leave, say a word. That was it.
Oh.
I have a business thanks to all your videos and advice. Thank you. Your management style builds loyalty. Your landlords are short-sighted.
Yeah, very short-sighted.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go to sleep now because I'm tired, and I have to be up around 8 or 9 tomorrow to go back to work so that I can make more money, so that I can hand it over to a landlord who hates my guts. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
Ah, this is the first time I've seen you wave. This is the first. Usually he doesn't wave.
Why do you wave like that?
What? What do you mean? How am I supposed to wave?
You wave like a windshield wiper.
Yeah, how do you wave?
I don't know.
How do you normally wave? That looks weird. No, you're not supposed to wave.
That's not how you wave.
What? You really wave like that? Like this?
Windshield wiper.
This looks like one of those awkward waves.
Pokemon.
You're like, oh, I'm trying to like shield my face.
That is such a Pokemon wave right there.
Like this? What?
That's a windshield wiper Pokemon wave.
And why are you keeping your hands closed? What are you, the queen?
This is a confused Pikachu. All right, I'm out of here. Subscribe to Erica. See y'all later.